with the thing. You know who Cecil B. DeMille is?
No.
Cecil B. DeMille was probably the greatest director ever. I mean, he's the one who did the Ten Commandments, and he did, I think he did Ben-Hur too, but the Ten Commandments, of course, it was tremendous, you know. I don't know who did that. Okay, we're going to the book of Nehemiah, which is, where Chronicles and then Nehemiah, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chronicles and then Nehemiah. I hope I have it here in this Bible here. Okay, somebody wants to read the first couple of verses in Nehemiah. Do we have a volunteer here? Yes.
Nehemiah prays to the Lord.
Nehemiah prays to the Lord. Is that how it begins?
Praise.
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 What happened?
Like praise. Like
What happened to that light? Hold it.
praise. Like, you know.
I think this boy hit that.
Not like
light.
praise.
We can just say the words, you know that, like.
All right, let's take it easy, boys.
What the heck?
He almost controlled the light. It's almost working. It's almost flashing. Tinkerbell's fading away. I don't believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. I do. Look, Tinkerbell lights up. I do.
Right.
I do believe in fairies.
That was funny, but like,
All right, let's stop it, guys.
That's good.
Come on, let's stop it. All right, see if it's centered. See if it's centered. I think it's centered.
yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, let's go. Nehemiah 1:1.
Okay. There are the words of Nehemiah. He was the son of
Hakaliah.
Hakaliah. I was in the safest place in Susa.
He was in the where?
Susa.
He was where?
Susa.
How does it start?
S-U-S.
No, I'm not. Where?
I was
Repeat
in
the
the
whole.
safest place.
He was in the wet place.
I was in the safest place.
He was in the safest place. Okay.
Yeah, Susa.
Okay. Look. Let me see what it says here. Safest place, right? This is the Recovery Bible, and this one says, "These are the memoirs of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah." I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but we'll go with that for now. Okay. In the late autumn of the 20th year of King Artaxerxes' reign, I was at the fortress of Susa. So they say it's a safe place. It says it's a fortress. Actually, I think in the other version, I think it says the palace. Okay, I think the reason why I'm going with this, with Nehemiah, is because Nehemiah lived through one of the hardest times ever in the history of Israel. You know, I mean, right now people are saying that we're having hard times, right? You hear it in the news, like if you guys see the news. But anyway, if you guys were to see the news, or whatever, you would see that, you know, right now we have like high unemployment, and we have a lot of banks that are financially in trouble. People are, you know, a lot of big businesses like General Motors, like the car that we have, the HHR, that's made by General Motors, and that 08 HHR might not even have a warranty if General Motors goes under. If they go bankrupt, I don't even know if that car's going to have any warranty, right? But anyway, the main thing about this is that these are hard times today. 2009 is kind of hard. People are losing their jobs left and right and things like that. In Nehemiah's day, look at what was going on. They had, as you know, Nebuchadnezzar came and took the people away from Israel, right? He took them all to where?
To Babylon.
To Babylon, very good. And he took them away. Who did he take?
The four Jewish people.
Among many thousands. He took all the best people and he took them over there. Okay? And there were some people that had escaped, right? People that weren't taken by the Babylonians. Right? Now this Nehemiah happens in like, I think it's like 70 years in the future or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's in the future. This is after that. Daniel is an old man when this thing was done. Okay? Nehemiah comes back to Jerusalem. The wall is busted down. the wall. Is that a safe thing? The wall is it safe having walls in this house? Yes, because it keeps people out, right? The easiest place to get into this house would be where? The front door, right? Most people, when they rob a house, they go through the front door. Well, back then they had a giant gate, a big giant wooden gate. Well, that gate was burned down. See, this was bad times for Jewish people. I mean, they had their wall was busted down. They had no security. And see, in Jerusalem, they weren't in bad trouble. They're much worse than what we're going here. You know. But Nehemiah was the kind of person who he didn't look at the bad situation that the Jewish people were in, that Israel was in. He looked at what God was looking at. God put in him a seed. Okay? God said, I'm going to plant a seed in Nehemiah. You see? And that seed is what we're going to read about here. The seed is that God wanted him to be curious about what was happening in Jerusalem. I mean, here he is. He's in Nehemiah. He's living good. Nehemiah is the wine taster. He's the cupbearer. He's living in the palace. He's living large, like people say. You know, he's got more cheddar than Kraft. Okay, he's got a lot of cheese, man. You know, so you know Nehemiah is doing good financially. He's got position. You know, he hangs out with the king all day long. The king trusts him because if somebody gives the king poison, Nehemiah drinks it. That's his job. He's a cupbearer. He would drink the cup and then he would give it to the king. And that was his job. So there was a trust. You see, the king had to trust Nehemiah. You see, and so Nehemiah had a responsibility. He had a big responsibility. See, now God puts that seed into Nehemiah. You see, to give up everything, to give up the great position and everything to what? To go and rebuild Jerusalem. See, that's the need. So first we saw the seed, and then we see the need. The need was rebuilding Jerusalem. Okay, and then we have what we call the feed. The feed was when these people come from Jerusalem, and they tell Nehemiah how bad things are over there in Jerusalem. You know, and Nehemiah, he keeps on thinking about this. He prays and he fasts. What's a fast?
Not eating. Not
eating, right? There are different kind of fasts, right? Some are not eating. Some are maybe leaving sweet things or royal things, like Daniel. Daniel, he was one that he didn't want to eat of the king's meat. So there are different kind of fasts, right? Now, we're gonna see that Nehemiah, he fasts, he prays, and God gives him a tremendous victory. You know, in the midst of all this economic problem. I mean, like a person right now might say, man, you know, things are really bad, you know, we shouldn't invest in this, we should just take our money and hide it, put it in our pillow, we put it in our mattress if it's a lot of money, a pillow I guess if it's a little bit of money, you know, put it in there and, you know, don't do anything with it or leave it in the bank. No. This is the time, just like in Nehemiah. See, Nehemiah invested in what? He invested in the welfare of Israel. He was doing good. You see, but he put his time, he put himself into God's hands. So that this way God can use him to rebuild the wall that was broken down, the gates that was broken down. And there was a tremendous revival there. You know? But we're gonna be reading that. Let's go to the next verse, verse 2. This is talking about Hanani, one of his brothers. Who wants to read that? Verse 2. Chapter 1, verse 2.
Hanani.
Hanani.
That's the one at that time. Want me to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
Okay.